International students in Colorado have had their visas pulled by the Trump administration in recent weeks. Now up to 22 students at the University of Colorado. And we have our first idea as to why. It appears that a number of those students have had minor run-ins with the law, according to their attorney. Our Spencer Soisher has the details on that.
There have been few public answers for why international students at schools across the state have been told to leave the country, having their visas revoked.
People are terrified.
Immigration attorney Zach New may be able to answer why.
I get emails in the middle of the night asking if ICE comes by, what should they do?
He says students aren't putting their names out there or telling their stories out of fear of deportation or jeopardizing their case. The schools haven't shared much info either for privacy reasons.
It appears that the individuals who are being impacted by this policy are primarily from Asian countries, African countries, Muslim majority countries, and Middle Eastern countries.
New filed 3 lawsuits this week on behalf of 3 anonymous students from Asian countries, all of whom have had their F-1 visas pulled.
Things are being taken away for extremely minor criminal offenses and sometimes no criminal offenses at all.
Documents from the 3 lawsuits allege ICE revoked their visas after a criminal records check. The first lawsuit claims a student at a university in Colorado Springs was arrested a few years ago for having alcohol and marijuana as a minor. Another at DU in Denver for running a red light and causing a crash and a petty larceny charge. And the third, a student in Fort Collins who recently got a DUI.
There's a very specific list of things that an individual has to do to maintain their F1 student status.
The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration website says visas can be revoked for crimes of violence. New says that's not the case with his clients.
We're just having the government go through, and it seems with kind of just an electronic program, try to match arrest records to individuals' names and then pull their status entirely. So we're not being given, or we're not seeing people being given the due process that they rightly deserve.
So we obviously can't look up these people's records because we don't have their names, but New says people with violent histories wouldn't have a case with this type of lawsuit that he filed. He says he expects to file more lawsuits as soon as this week, but some students have already self-deported out of fear of being detained.
And CSU's got a travel advisory for its students?
Yeah, they're saying if you go out of town for spring break, be prepared to have an attorney ready because who knows what's happening.
It's wild. All right, Spencer Soisher, thank you.